Let me shut the door. Mr. Davis, thank you for coming down. Alright, so I know in our last couple sessions we were talking about self-esteem, some other things like that, but we haven't done a general check-in in some time. So you were just in the Career Center. What were you working on there?
I was getting my applications because when I applied for the fee waiver, but I got denied. But they told me that I entered the wrong income amount, so I had to do a lot. I had to get another paper so I can switch it, and I had to write down the admissions number, the financial aid phone number, and I have to mail it to them.
So is this a bulk fee waiver?
Yeah.
Okay, for
so when you apply to college, you don't have to pay. But since I was denied, it's telling me I have to pay, but they're saying that's not right.
For what, is it a school in particular, or for all the schools that you're applying
for? All the schools I'm applying for.
What schools are you applying for?
San Diego State. They told me I had to apply to Sac State. It's San Diego State, Sac State, Long Beach, and San Jose State.
What's on the top of your list?
San Diego.
San Diego State?
Yeah.
That's cool.
I don't want to go to a CSU, but that's...
I've had a student tell me the other day they didn't want to go to a UC. Why don't you want to go to a CSU?
Well, I mean, I'm not going to say that. Honestly, I don't really know what I want to do yet. I mean, since sophomore year, my auntie, she went to Stanford, so she was always like, oh, you need to get 3.5, 4.0 for the rest of this year so you can go to Stanford. And I started watching their basketball games and football games. They look like a really good school, so I was like, okay, I really want to go to Stanford. But now I do have the grades, but I don't want to say I don't feel I'm not smart enough, but it's I feel like it's a lot. And I know I can do it, but I don't know. It's just a lot of second guessing, I guess you would call it.
So you're already thinking about not just getting into college, but what it's going to be like there?
Yeah.
What are your goals entering and then leaving college? What do you want to do?
When I go to college, I want to major in business or major in communication and minor in business. And then go however many years I go there, 4 years. I want to eventually get my bachelor's or my master's. And then after that, maybe get a few connections somewhere, start a small business, and just build up.
So you don't have a particular field, just you want to own a business in some form or fashion?
Yeah, well, I want to do sportswear, stuff like that. So clothes, shoes, pants, and then maybe some sports stuff, cleats, stuff like that. Something like Nike.
Yeah. Have you ever thought about getting a job or interning somewhere like that to find out more about the ins and outs, or just kind of even just more about fabric and taking classes like that and stuff?
Well, I've never, not about fabric and stuff like that, but I just got accepted to YEA. It's Young Entrepreneurs Academy for Black Commerce.
Yeah.
And basically it's if I got into that, so it's we go to, the meetings are mandatory, you got to dress formal, so you got a suit and tie every time, slacks and all that. And then they just train you for hours on how to be a successful business owner, the traits of a successful business owner, and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's a good program. I saw a flyer for that. I was telling Umo to get into that program too. So you already found out you got accepted?
Yeah, they called me yesterday.
That's good. How often did you guys meet?
I think they said 2 times a month. I'm not completely sure.
Did your sister sign up too?
No.
So you think you're weighing your basketball decision. What do you think? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, at first I was gonna play, but then the whole situation with the coach, and then I wasn't gonna play. So then I didn't know what I was gonna do. So then I started applying for jobs, and then I got hired at Journeys, and then so I've been working there for a little bit, and then he comes back and says, "I want you to come back," but I already got hired. So I tried to talk to him. I was like, "All right, I want to play. I really want to play. It means a lot to me, but I'm working too. So can we work something out?" Basically, long story short, he said no. He was like, "I'm working. I got practice Monday through Friday at 7. I'm practicing every day at 7, and there's nothing I can do about that. And I'm not gonna quit my job for it." So.
What time do you work?
They would schedule me random days. Some days might be the earliest they've done so far is 4:30, 8:30, or 5:30, 9:30. So in between those two schedules, but most likely it'd probably be 5:30, 9:30, or 5 to 9.
Is this a seasonal employment, or is it just hired?
No, it's they hired me.
You like it?
Yeah, it's easy. It's just stock, and then I love shoes and stuff, so that's really all I'm working with.
You get a discount?
40% off.
That's a good discount.
Right.
You get some shoes. So the last time you spoke, you pretty much were like, you decided that you want to work, and he's not going to allow you to do both. So now you pretty much have to choose between work and basketball, or you have chosen.
No, I pretty much have chose because last time I had to choose between work and basketball, and that one was a season that was part time actually. And they told me because I worked during the summer, and it was like we really like you, you're a hard worker. We want you to stay over the summer because we need help. I mean, over like school years because we need help. But I knew I was gonna play basketball, so I was like, no, we're gonna play basketball. And then he ended up like just not showing me no type of sign that I was gonna make it, or he would like bash me like on the team and stuff like that. I didn't like that, so I quit. And then that happened, and I was like, wow, he owes me a job now. So now that I got another one, I'm not gonna make the same mistake.
So you're pretty confident that you're just gonna work.
So yeah, unless he comes to me and says we can work something out, then yeah.
What do you think is reasonable? Like, what kind of schedule would you want to work out with him, so where you can do both practice and?
So if he said we can work something out, I would tell them that I don't, because I usually work 5 days a week. So, and 4 of them or 3 of them will be 4 of them will be during the week, and 1 will be during the weekend. So I tell them, can we switch it? Like, can I work 4 days during the week, but I work like once every week, one or 2 times a week, and then the rest is on weekends. And they would say yeah, because they know I play basketball like that during my interview. So, but that's not happening. So,
What's the other temperature like? What are your friends and teammates think about that? Have you talked to them?
they all want me to come back. Mike, Isaiah, Tiger, Sean, James, Keyshawn, all of them. They tell me every day, you need to come back. Come back. We need defense. Blah, blah, blah.
Did you tell them about what he told you?
Yeah.
And what was their take on it?
I told them about the first time what he told me.
Well, about the recent proposal for you to possibly come back.
Yeah, I told them it was like, they told me that's up to me. But when I told them about what he said the first time, they was like, that's grimy. Like, I see why you left. And then it was to the point where other people was like, oh, I'm finna leave too. I was like, don't leave, bro. Not off what just because he did something to me, don't mean he gotta get you too.
Have you consulted like your mom, or did she know that well, I know she probably knows that you're not playing, of course. Oh, yeah. What did she think about the decision?
About me to work, she 100% supports. She doesn't even want me to play for him anymore, honestly. But
so she doesn't mind you.
Yeah. But if it came to it, I was like, he wants me to play, he's gonna work my schedule. She was like, yeah, but she doesn't want me to play for him.
That's cool, that's good. So what else is going on senior year? Like, how's everything shaping up for you? How are classes? It's the end of the quarter today.
So far I'm doing really good on my grades. I think they could be a little better. I want to get a 4.0. I'm a little close to it.
Which classes are a thorn in your side right now for the 4.0?
So I have all A's in my classes besides, well, I checked a couple days or weeks ago, like last week I had all A's in 1B. Now I have 4 A's and no, I have 5 A's. Yeah, 4 A's and 3 B's. So it took me down from 3.6 to 3.5.
Which class would you say is your most challenging class to get an A in?
I'd probably say math.
Math.
Yeah.
With who? With teacher?
Miss Moria.
Miss Moore? Oh, that's right. That's your what, second or third
That's my
period?
4th period. I think it was IB pre-cal. It's just honestly like the work we do in the class is easy. It's just I'm not a very good. Well, I'm not gonna say I'm not very good, but I kind of struggle with graphing, like because I second guess a lot. So I think that's what's really messing with that. But we've been doing a lot of graphing now, so I'm kind of getting it.
Have you had a conversation with her about your desire to get an A and like what you can do?
Oh yeah, all my teachers know that I want an A. I won't take less than a B.
Yeah. What has you at a B? Is it like test performance or like getting some of the work done?
In 4th period, it's the it's not even test performance because we do our tests are projects. Like we took 1 test this year, and I did really good on it. But our projects, but I do really good on those too. So I guess you can say that the classwork that we do on the journals and stuff, like that's what it is. We'll do journals, and then like she'll tell us to graph the points that we did, and I'll graph it, but 1 or 2 points will be off. So that'll mess it up.
So what are the other 2 B's in?
I have a B in Ms. Guadalupe's class, but I just turned in the part A and part B, so that should hopefully go up. And then that class is really easy, honestly. It's just like because I was doing the YEA thing, so she was like, okay, you can push this up aside and finish this. So now that I'm doing the YEA, that class is really easy. I'm not worried about that. And I have a B in biotech, Mr. Vallejo. That class, it's not hard. It's just like it's a lot of forensic stuff. Like right now we're doing fingerprints, so it's stuff like today we had to get oil off our face and put it on a slide glass, and then we had to get this little tool, dust it, and get the fingerprint and tape it off and stuff.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Did you find any fingerprints on your forehead?
No, good.
Like, hey, wait a minute. This is Michael's fingerprint on my forehead? What's your favorite class?
I'll probably say fourth period.
Which one?
Yeah,
Okay.
because I do like math.
You like math? Yeah, you said pre-cal?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty, I mean, it's a tough course, but, I mean, you like it, so it's pretty simple.
Yeah.
I began to struggle. Algebra 2, I love math,
Mm-hmm.
but I like to deal with, like, the simple numbers. So, like,
Oh, yeah.
when I was coming up in grade school, arithmetic, like, adding, quickly, subtracting,
Yeah, same.
multiplication, division, long numbers and stuff like that. And then fractions became cool. And then once I got to algebra, it was hard to grasp at first, but then it started to make sense. And then geometry was probably my favorite time. And then I got to algebra 2 and it just fell apart. I was like, algebra 2.
Okay, this is something else, yeah.
And then in college I took statistics and that was cool. That made more sense. So it's interesting with math. I just found like pockets of stuff that I like because it's not like all the same. Like with English and writing, it's all the same. It's just different levels and different stuff that you have to do. But with math, it all looks a lot different. So it's like you can love math, but like hate a section of math. Or like people who love writing mostly just math and stuff like that. Are you taking anybody to college with you? Like any friends you plan on going to school with, or apply to the same schools?
My friend Charles, who's in my apartment, he moved here from Louisiana when he was like 8 or 9. He got a letter from LSU saying that they wanted him to go. And he said if he doesn't get into LSU, we both apply to San Diego. So we talked about this in sophomore year, but yeah. So him and my cousin, he goes to Chico State, but I don't want to apply to Chico State. It's a party school too, but I don't feel no.
That's something on your list. So if San Diego State is your #1 option, like, do you picture yourself like making a life in San Diego, like possibly staying there after school? Have you thought that far down the line, or are you just thinking about?
Yeah, I haven't really thought that far down the line. Honestly, I honestly don't want to live in California anymore. Like, if this actually does happen and I become a CEO and own this huge company, then I probably see myself I kind of want to live in New York because it's really big, and like New York is like the Big Apple. Like, who doesn't know about New York?
Right.
That's like the dream place.
Why didn't you apply for any schools in New York? Too soon?
Because, yeah, I was going to wait until maybe like, I was going to apply this year. That's what I'm probably going to do with my UCs. Apply to out-of-state colleges because I don't want to stay in California. Like during the year when I was looking, like when we first started, I was looking at Hampton, Howard, New York University, Virginia University. I was looking at places that's kind of far.
I remember, I asked that question because for me, I went to school in Charlotte, right? And I love Charlotte. Charlotte was really cool. And I always had a piece of me that wanted to come back to California only because I left so young. You know, like I was 17 when I left because I graduated when I was 17. And so I didn't have a chance to really like see California or do much. And so I always kind of wanted to come back. But when I was in Charlotte, I also like was thinking about what it would be like to live there. What made the decision for me was I never set myself up to live there. So like I was like a senior in college and I was still living on campus. I didn't have a job. I didn't have a car. So I was like, dang, when I graduate, like it's not really possible for me to be here. Like I would have to like try to get a job, you know, and then like I wouldn't really be in a good position. So I had never thought, I was never being proactive about me living there. So So I tell you, if you go somewhere where you think you might want to stay, you know, then sometime in your college make that transition, or, you know, like start looking at, you know, internships, jobs there, maybe saving money, living and stuff like that. That way you don't have to like leave college and then be cut off and you know, like that. And then that period, I mean, it's nothing like living somewhere, helping you decide where you want to be. Because, you know, a lot of times people make that decision when they're older. It's like, you know, well, I'm just going to move to Texas. A lot of Californians do that, right? They get that move to Texas, and then they get there. You have to live there and leave everything behind you before you know what it's like. So that's why college is cool, because you still have like a foot at home, and you get to like live somewhere and find out what it's like, but you can always come back. So, you know, I think that, you know, keep that in mind when you look into colleges. If you do apply to a school in New York, and, you know, or whatever happens in San Diego, just kind of, it's a good opportunity for you to see what it's like to live somewhere for a few years. And then you have a good idea. Say, okay, well, it's not what I thought, or it is, and now I'm glad I came here and stuff like that. So,
yeah, I do want to travel too. Like when I get older, I want to be able to just get on a plane and just travel, like not worry about nothing, like with my family too. Cause I've never been out of, well, I have been out of California now, but it was Las Vegas, but it wasn't for a good cause, so it was like I wouldn't really count that. But all these places in the world, like Atlanta, Georgia, Ohio, Oklahoma, Tennessee, all those places, I want to just go everywhere and see what it looks like. Cause I'm just my whole life I've been stuck in California, and California's boring after 17 years, so it's like I want to see something new now.
and you want to see a lot of California. If you do go to college in California, think about taking the opportunity to see a lot of California, because it's so big, right? So there's like places in Northern California that have like a lot of great scenery and a lot of places to go, and Tahoe and stuff like that. And there are places in the middle, you know, like Central California, or like Fresno, Bakersfield, and all that. And then, you know, Southern California is huge. Like, we think of San Diego and Los Angeles, but like Anaheim and all those different places in Southern California. So to share another one of my regrets is I was on the East Coast, and the best thing about the East Coast, one of the best things, is everything is close, right? So like you have like New York and Florida and all the action in between, whereas California, like when you travel, you're still in California. You go to Oregon, Washington, some, but it's all California. So my friends would always take trips, but you know, sometimes you have to build a trust.
Yeah.
And so like I'll never forget, like my freshman year, like a lot of the guys who were cool, like, we're going to Miami spring break, driving down this weekend, we're all just gonna pile in the car, we're going. And I'm like, whose house? Where are we staying? Who's driving?
Yeah.
And they were just like, we don't know, we're just gonna figure it out. And they just all rode down, and like, you know, so it would be trips like that I was always hesitant to take, especially, you know, coming from the other coast.
Yeah.
It was different. But now I wish while I was over there I would have traveled more for cheap. Like I could have seen more of Virginia, like Washington D.C. Like these are all a couple hours away. Virginia, Washington D.C., New Jersey, New York, South Carolina was good, but Florida, New Orleans, like Atlanta, like those are places where a lot of my friends were, and they would drive like on the weekends sometimes. And so I wish now that I just would have hopped in the car, you know, with a couple of friends and just got to see those places cheap and just drive. So wherever you end up, you know, like that's another thing to keep in mind too, is like have some friends that are from other places, you know, and if it's safe and cool, go visit and travel. That'll get a lot of your traveling out of the way without costing you thousands of dollars. Do you have any friends that live out of state or out of town?
No, I have like coworkers that I've worked with in the past that live, or that go to like one of my coworkers, she goes to New York. She goes to Seton Hall University. It's in New Jersey, and she went to CO.
It's a good basketball school.
Yeah. That's what I heard too. So and then like, yeah, and another friend I worked with at work, she went to River City, and she went to Kennedy, and she goes to college in Virginia.
That's cool.
So a lot of people are moving out.
Yeah, that's good. That's usually what happens. It's so big in California. A lot of people do it. So
Yeah.
that's good. Anything else? No. Everything's good for the, what do you have planned for the weekend?
So today I'm supposed to go with Sean to go get Black Ops 3 because it came out yesterday, and I pre-ordered it, but my mom won't let me go get it because, well, she doesn't have a car, so there was no way I could go get it. But they said that you have to wait until midnight Like if you wait until midnight, they'll give you the game, even though I pre-ordered it. I don't know why, but she was like, no, I don't think so.
Which system?
Xbox One.
Does Xbox also have, like, I know PlayStation has like the where you can download the game? Do they have that option too, or it has to be the hard copy?
When you pre-order it, they give you something that you can download it,
Cause I
but
know
you don't have all the, like you can't play story mode, you don't have all the attributes to story mode, you don't have all the attributes to zombies and all that stuff, like if you had the hard disk.
Because for Madden, like they just said, if you want the hard copy or the digital, they give you a code, you just download it on the system, so you don't have to worry about the disc. And I know it's like the same thing, but I know for PlayStation, I'm not sure if it's the same for Xbox. You guys play 2K?
Oh yeah, 2K6.
Who's up in the series?
What do you mean?
Like when you and Deshaun play, who's one more?
Oh, Deshaun is weak. Deshaun is not good at 2K. Everybody on the team will tell you Deshaun's not good at 2K.
That's he makes it seem like he's always winning.
I played Deshaun 4 times. Deshaun has never beat me at 2K, and he's never lost to me. I beat him every time by 40 points, basically.
Really?
Yeah, it's crazy. Like
That's hilarious.
it'll be like 84 to 44, and he'll just quit. Or he'll cut off the Xbox and be like, "Oh, bro, what happened?" I'm like, "Bro, you know what happened? Stop playing." I beat it by 40 multiple times. Mike can beat it by 40 multiple times. Everybody beat Deshaun.
That is hilarious.
A couple days ago, me and Mumu and Deshaun and some random dude online.
The little my player mode, right? Or whatever.
Yeah, and we were doing my part.
Mm-hmm.
And me and Boo got on teams, and Deshaun got on late, so he had to get on with some random dude who worked him.
That's
It
hilarious.
was crazy.
I remember those days. People acting like a connection dropped.
Yeah.
I'm like,
They unplugged the
You're right,
internet.
unplug the internet.
My internet
My
unplugged.
internet dropped.
Come on,
Is
man.
Jalen good? Hollis? I heard.
Jalen Hollis. I heard he's alright. Yeah, I heard he beat Deshaun. No, Deshaun beat him. So if Deshaun beat him, he's not.
I know
good.
Deshaun said that, but he told me to beat a lot of people, so I wasn't sure he was just.
I seen on Snapchat he posted. He was like, "I just beat this man." He said this. He was like, "I just beat this man." I forgot what score he said, but he said he
It
beat
doesn't
him.
matter, right? Like if he beat you, it doesn't matter. What
Yeah,
score
it doesn't matter what he scores. 2-1, he beat you. Like it doesn't matter.
That is hilarious.
But yeah, just go get Black Ops, come back to the house, play 2K, play the game for like probably the rest of the day, and then well, first I gotta go home and finish those things that Miss Ross gave me, send them to put them in the mail. Then I can play the game, and then I have to get up at 7 for my meeting for the YEA, and then go to that, and go to T-Mobile, then chill for a little bit. Then I gotta go to work, and I come home. And then go work again the next day.
You want to play the game tonight?
No, I don't think so.
All right, I'll let you get back to class.